Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Halam Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, tells us truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, because the shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us to this captivity that we're in. My name is Maka'ala Ben Gad, Ben Yasharala, Church of Philadelphia, Cameron, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. And the title of the lesson says, not going to be too long, just one scripture, which is Revelations 19 and 10. It really states, roughly paraphrasing, because I don't think I have my sword on. I'm at the plant, so I gotta put my sword back in my other bed. Salakia. Oh, I got it. I got it. Call on y'all by Shem side. All right, so it's the book of Revelation, chapter 19, and verse 10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am a fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shah is a spirit of prophecy. All right, and angels, basically, it was an angel that came, and told him, like, yo, I'm your fellow brethren. I had the testimony of Yahweh Shah, speaking to the prophet, trying to revelate it, and you can make a reference with that on was that Second Maccabees 10, 29 to 30. And let's grab this real quick. 1 Corinthians 21 and 16. That's a real quick. I said this ain't gonna be too long. First Corinthians. Here we go. That's a 21. No, triple. Oh, First Chronicles, Salakia. First Chronicles 21 and 16. All right, because this our whole message, man, is basically just prophecy, man. Prophecy. All right, and you got there's a lot of Israelite groups out here, man. And like I just got finished watching the beloved Apostle Gabar's video, and he was going into what's that Daniel? I think was it Daniel 10, 24, something like that. And talking about how the book is sealed, and the book was sealed in the time of Daniel, and Yahweh Shah was the one that came through and was able to open them seals, and that's how we were able to learn. He told his men, and he said, yo, you're gonna follow me in the regeneration. So everything that he told you, he's going to bring it back to your remembrance, because you once knew it. Just like when you come into this thing, as an Israelite, I always tell brothers, I said, yo, man, when you first come into this thing, man, you're coming back into your lot. Because when I first, let's say the spirit of the prophets is subject to the spirit of the prophets, man. All right, so with that being said, if you was a prophet in the ancient time, you're going to be a prophet now. You're going to have that same message. But you also have wicked scribes and Pharisees and things like that, that didn't understand, and you still got it now. They don't understand the scriptures, man. That's why they be breaking stuff down wrong. It's spreading a bunch of rhetoric, man. A lot of them sold out. You know, if you really start looking into, like, you can tell with certain groups took that bag, man, because they're not talking the way, the way of the scriptures. They're just blurting out stuff, making other natives heavily known for that, man. Him and it's a few others. You know, he's constantly going off, and that's why it says open rebuke is better than secret love, man. All right. When you see your brother going off, you're supposed to check him. All right. And also, you gotta know about the nukes in the scriptures. You know, there's plenty of scriptures on that. But like the Christians and other people, they don't think this place is going to die. Like the other day, I was on a trolley riding through. I'm just sitting there listening to people talk. I'm like, wow, these people really think that this place is going to go on forever and ever. But that's that was which is, it says the inward thoughts is that the houses will continue to ever and they'll pass it down to each other. You know. But hey, man, your kingdom is going to fall. All right, so check this out. This is damn, we were just talking about that. But this is First Chronicles 21 and 16. It says, and David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel, and Yahweh Shemashah stand between the earth and the heaven, having a drawn sword in his hand, stretched out over Jerusalem. Then David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces. All right, so that's what the the angels showed them that, and they did like the magnitude of an angel. Like if you like this flesh is like if it's a spirit around you or something, your hair will rise up on your hands. You'll get goosebumps, all that, man. When it's a spirit around, even if it's an evil spirit. I'm talking about an actual spirit that you can't see, but you'll feel it. I've seen this stuff a lot. I remember this one lady I had, her daughter used to see this spirit, and she used to always sit there and talk to her. And children, they could see stuff like that. But going back into Revelations 19 and 10 again, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. And that's why every prophet or whoever, like Moses, all right, at the burning bush, they say he fell on his face. Every prophet that an angel came to, their presence was so pure and holy, you had to bow down. All right, it's going to make you do that. All right, and like I said, that this chapter, I mean, the scripture that we're going over, all right, is the spirit of testimony and prophecy, man. You can't be making up stuff, adding on, because if you add on and take away, you're going to add on to your damnation and take away from your partner's book, man. A lot of people do things for filthy lucre's sake, because they don't. A lot of you got men that don't care about prophecy, man. All right, there's a lot of them out there, and you'll be seeing them, right? Verse 11. I'm gonna read verse 11 too. It says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war." All right, so what's the Lord going to come? What is he going to do when he comes back here? He's going to make war with all the nations. Yahweh said what? His indignation is to gather all the nations. To gather, and that's what he's doing now. You're seeing that. That's prophecy. But you got these Christians and other dudes or whatever. They can't see that because it wasn't given to them. They don't have the spirit of Yahushua, man. Because they still calling Jesus Christ, still saying God, So the Lord is not dealing with people like that. You have to, like, the pure language is what? The Lashawan Kodash. So you're going to be able to say his name like Nate and them always teaching. They're not teaching the name. When he once taught it, that's how I know it was taken away from him. And the Lord can do that. But this whole thing is about prophecy, man. Prophecy, and more prophecy. To chant down the downfall of this place. And you got all these different prophets, 144,000 men, that's the elect of Israel. All right, and they're gonna be the ones, to be delivered first fruits. But when I was younger, I didn't understand that. All right, 'cause I had to learn from the apostles. I'm used to think like, yo, only 144,000 men gonna make it, and that's it. And I used to think like, damn, why do I even believe if that's the case? But the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is the spirit of prophecy, man. All right. So hey, man, you gotta, man. All I'm gonna say, man, a lot of hell was about to break loose here, man. A lot. That was prophecy because you've been warned. We've been telling you for years what was to come to this place. And now you're starting to see it and people are getting scared. A lot of people, you know what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were saying a while ago that like Bible sales was up, But hey, they're going to try to ban it. Why? Because it's being broken down correctly by the prophets. That's how you know that the words that we're speaking are true. They're faithful and they're true. And they're the words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua by Shimon Kakadash. All right, because before, like, you ain't even know his name. When you like, we wasn't born knowing his name. It had to be retaught to us, and you had to accept it. Like, you got to believe and know that that's the correct name, and it's been shown to us, to our apostles and elders, and all the prophecies in this book. Man, this book is a prophetic book and a history book, and it talks about us and our enemies, and the downfall of our enemies, and every nation that we were under. That's why Yahweh Shah is called what? The Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. All right, he was Adam. So he was here before all of us, the first spirit ever created. All right, and back then in that time period, he started running this race first, man. Now we're behind him. He already finished the race. Now Yahweh Shah, where is he at? At the left, no, the right hand side of the Father, waiting to come back here and get busy. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord is not playing, man. He about to send his son, and you're seeing everything manifest. All these prophecies is going on. Like I said, the last major one that we're waiting on is Revelations 13 and 16, the RFID microchip, the C hit, man. Hold on, let's get it real quick. And this is scripture that we bring out every week at the camp. All right, and this is one of the major ones, and we always say it, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna close out with it the same way we do at camp. This is Revelations, chapter 13, and verse 16. It says, "He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And you got some dudes, they can't even get that down. This is a prophecy. This is a major, major, major prophecy. I'm telling you, if you take this thing right here, it's over for you. It's over. There's no more, how they say that, it's no more hope for you, so to speak. All right. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." And you had what ISUPK teaching that this was talking about sleeping with the white woman and embargo. Oh, that's how you know that this book is sealed to them. Them dudes ain't prophets, man. If they are, they're prophets of Baal. They're false prophets. Because you do have false prophets. Like right now, I'm in the book of Daniel on the scriptures of the day when it was the third year, Nebuchadnezzar. I look it up again to get that year. I can't get it right off top. I gotta look it up again. But that's when the Chaldeans, and this is how you know the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is the spirit of prophecy. All right, because Daniel in that time with Nebuchadnezzar, and he had that dream. He never told nobody. He couldn't tell. He said it left me. So he called the Chaldeans and all his little sorcerers and all that, and was like, "Yo, I need you to tell me this dream." And if you tell me it, he said, I know that you basically said, "I know that you're a prophet because you'll be able to know what I dreamed." And they couldn't do it. Because he said, if you tell me this dream, he said, you're gonna be under my good graces. All right, he's going to bless you with everything, right? So you'll be like his right hand man, so to speak, right? So, but They couldn't do it. So guess who had to come through and do it? Daniel. Because it wasn't sealed to him. And he said, yo, just let me go back, such and such. He said, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you your dream. So he had to go meditate. He came back and he told him, you know. But these guys couldn't. What was that spirit on them? That was the spirit of prophecy, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, for a man to tell you your dream, the Lord has to be dealing with him. And because he's not in your head. And it has to come straight from the Lord. You know, so he prophesied to that king and told him, man, what's going to happen, and yo, long live the king and all that. You know, just like we're saying that the downfall of this place. You know, we've been prophesying this for a long time now. And it's coming to it. It's coming to an end real soon, man. You know, so Lord's willing, this edifying, you got something out of it. That's all I just wanted to really touch on just prophecy, because that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, if you're not speaking prophecy, the right prophecies, you're not a prophet, man. You're a false prophet. You know, and the Lord is not dealing with you. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaRachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, told us the truth. Honors, salutations to the elect. To the men that died doing the work, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, because they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us from this captivity that we're in. All right, to the next lesson, I'm going to say Mawafa Baba Ball and Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.